no. No. What? No way. Oh no, he's missing. That's his ship. He's gonna miss his ship.
Imagine this. The serenity of your Alaskan cruise balcony in Sitka is suddenly disrupted by a frantic passenger sprinting down the dock. Arms flailing wildly, the man is yelling at a cruise ship that's actively pulling away from him. But just as the pier runner accepts defeat, an unexpected twist changes everything for him and leaves me questioning everything as well. Let's roll the intro. Hey, welcome to the Midships channel. It's your Captain Corey. Before diving into our tale, let's clarify exactly what a pier runner is. They're a hapless cruiser who's in a frantic run to catch their ship before it leaves them behind. And they're typically greeted by a mixture of amusement, laughter, and concern by onlookers on neighboring ships. And their antics often become the highlights of many a video like this one. Now picture this, at the bustling port of Sitka, there's two impressive cruise ships docked along the same pier. The Norwegian Bliss sits patiently at the near side, still tied off and waiting for its passengers to return from their day in port. Meanwhile, the Crown Princess can be seen casting off from the far end of the same pier, reversing slowly out of the port. Now enter our protagonist, the quintessential pier runner. Here he is barreling down the dock, every stride a desperate bid to reach his ship in time. Passengers on the neighboring ship, the NCL Bliss, look on from their balconies and upper decks, transfixed, some chuckling at the spectacle going on below them, while others watch with a genuine concern as the man closes in at full tilt towards the end of the pier. But his body language suddenly changes. It becomes increasingly more frantic. He suddenly drops his belongings to the dock as he tries to save more precious time in catching up with the departing vessel. All the while, the Crown Princess just continues its departure in the background. The man begins waving his arms fervently, trying to desperately capture the crew's attention on board the departing cruise ship and plead for them, "Come back, pick me up, y'all, I'm here." And his movements continue to grow even more vigorous, driven on by the fading hope that the ship might actually come back and pick him up before they leave. But as the distance grows between the ship and him, reality begins to set in, and he finally slumps over, defeated, feeling the weight of his plight and failures as he watches his cruise ship slip away quietly. But a pivotal moment is about to unfold when a concerned passenger steps forward. Seeing the pier runner in distress, that he approaches him with a genuine curiosity, and the two appear to begin talking, and the new guy appears to ask which ship the pier runner was frantically trying to catch up to. And the runner, catching his breath, points behind him to the departing ship. But then things change, because this is when the helpful passenger can be seen pointing to the other ship that's in port, the Norwegian Bliss, revealing to the runner that he was actually chasing after the wrong ship the whole time. Laughter and relief can be heard rippling through the voices of those watching as the pier runner begins laughing at his own very public mistake. Finally, our confused runner takes a bow to the hundreds of his fellow passengers that he just embarrassed himself in front of, and he can be seen fist pumping with joy that he, in fact, hasn't missed his cruise ship after all. But after all of this, after the video you just saw, I'm left asking a few more questions about the whole video, because it just seems too good to be true, if you ask me. While there's hundreds of legitimate, hilarious pier runner videos out there, it's becoming something of a novelty for many cruisers. It's gaining a lot of views and popularity online for people who post these videos, which makes me question the authenticity of this video a little bit. For one thing, the commentary from the videographer, you might not have heard all of it, but I did. It's really on the nose. He's really doing a good job at narrating this video. Also, the pier runner and the heroic passenger that came out and saved the day, well, they appear conveniently close to each other in age and in style of dress, something that probably wouldn't happen on a cruise in Alaska this time of year. And to me, it's almost like they were just filming a skit. I can't confirm this. I have really no proof that this didn't actually happen and wasn't a completely organic scene, but something feels a little off to me. It's got the spidey senses working for me. But what about you? Are your spider senses tingling like me? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Do you think this was real and authentic, or are we looking at a very well-planned social media skit? And even though this story has a happy ending, not everyone is quite so lucky. Cruises stick to firm itineraries after all, and all aboard times are there because the ship's going to leave you whether you're there or not. And missing your cruise ship's departure can lead to a whole world of hurt for you. So here's a few tips on how you can maybe avoid me talking about you in a future Pier Runner video. First, plan your excursions wisely. Always leave yourself a lot of extra time to get back to the cruise ship. You never know if there's going to be a traffic accident or something that could slow you down. Second, sync your watches and your phones. Make sure your devices are set to ship time, not local time. Your phone and watch are automatically going to change times as you travel and connect to networks locally. So never just trust the time that it says on your phone or watch to be correct. Many people will use an analog watch to just avoid this problem completely. Third, book your day in port through your cruise line. Opting for excursions through the cruise line ensures timely and safe returns to the ship. They're not going to leave you if you're still out on excursion. And fourth, set a timer on your phone or your watch. This is how I do it when I get off a ship in port. I check on my ship's app to see what the current ship time is. I then look at my cruise planner to see when all aboard is. I calculate how many hours it's going to be from now till then, and I set a timer that's going to go off at least 1 hour before I'm supposed to be all aboard back on the ship. And y'all, after 40 cruises, I've never been late. Cruising is filled with unforgettable moments, some amusing enough to last a lifetime and become a video here on YouTube. From mistaken ship identities to running down the pier, these stories are, well, they're fun for all of us. And if you have a funny near-miss tale or some stories about pier runners, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And who knows, I might just make a video about it. But there you have it, a funny story about another pier runner up in Alaska who couldn't even tell the difference between two completely different brands of cruise ships. And lucky you, your time on the Midships doesn't have to end here, because coming up next, I think you might be interested in this video that is my ultimate guide to packing for your Alaska cruise. It's going to save you a lot of time and money. Check it out now. We'll see you there.